Jai Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How are you today?
Good. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Good. I'm
Thank
fine.
you so much for asking.
Oh, of course. Of course. Hare Krishna.
Govinda Govinda, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Marianne. The
Krishna.
first,
Dandavad.
first words we heard was Hare Krishna. And that was from Marianne. So
Yes.
Mary.
And Leelamoy Prabhu is there.
So great to see you.
You too. I'm finally moved.
You're settled in?
Well, it's going to take a little time, but getting there, yes. Yes.
We also moved from our different places, and here we are. We're in Thailand, surrounded by bamboo trees
Ah, so
and all
beautiful.
good things.
Beautiful.
But the most beautiful thing are the devotees. We're happily here with so many devotees. And with you all too, Vrindavaneshwari Devidasi, Prema Sindhu Prabhu, Dana K.
Hare Krishna.
And Hare Krishna, Govinda Govinda, Dana K. And Praneshwari Devidasi. So happily we're here. We have recruited some speakers because today we've got, obviously we're surrounded by many devotees. Happily we're coming together for the festival. It actually officially starts on Sunday, but everyone is busy and they're all glued to each other's association, like magnets drawing to each other. So we have a promise of a Devashish, a Keshavananda, and a Sri Lekha to join us. But let's see, maybe as magnetic, three magnets magnetized together, they'll walk down here and join us.
Over there, we have one.
Oh, here we have a Keshavananda Prabhu coming in. Okay. All right. So as the devotees do come together, let us chant Mini Vandanam as we do. Yes, Keshavananda Prabhu, come and join us nearby kindly. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvetam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Sra Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tuje Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tuje Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, so happily with you with Keshavananda Prabhu and with Leelamoy Prabhu here live from Govinda Farm in Thailand. and happy to meet each of you. Kaya has come to join us. Hare Krishna. And Rupanuga Prabhu. And Arati Lane, Gangalila Devi Rasi, in outside a temple in Vrindavan, perhaps, but looking like she's standing outside a temple in India. And have we frozen? Are we frozen? No. Oh, there's movement. Okay. When you're all sitting still like yogis, then difficult to say if there's movement or not. Yes, so we are in Thailand, and every day is a wonderful day with the devotees. And today is a disappearance day of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal. Quick. It's the 3 samadhis in Vrindavan. Our 3 samadhis in Vrindavan. And let us take a quick look on the calendar so I get it right. But it is Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta, and oh, it's Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta. Okay, and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. In Vrindavan, which is the 3rd of the inner samadhi? The teen samadhi beside Radha Kund. When we walk up through the hole in the wall.
Raghunath Das. No, Raghunath is not.
Yes, it's Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta, and one more. Anyhow, okay,
Srila
maybe
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, yes, you mentioned already, Maharaj.
it is in that, but there's a samadhi called teen samadhi. There's the place in Vrindavan by Radha Kund when we're doing the parikrama. And we're just trying to refresh ourselves when we go there. Who are presented there, and I believe it is those 3. They passed away on the same day, but it's different years, by the way. It's not that they all passed away on this one day. So it's a day of remembrance of the great masters that have gone before and how we are indebted to them all. So many that we are indebted to, and all of them are invaluable. And Mahaprabhu knows it. Mahaprabhu, of course, knows it. He's the Supreme Lord, and he's given everything through himself and through the arrangement of his parshads. So it is at the Disappearance Day where we are to remember definitely about Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta, and about Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And I hope, well, I don't hope or not, I do not know, whether any of you are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita daily, I don't know, but we do, and we do in the temple, read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita daily. It's a big leap to go into it immediately. I kind of admit it, but still, as Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself says in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you don't understand anything, it doesn't matter. Keep on reading and keep on reading and rereading, because we are also evidence of that. I mean, whatever we understand now, it may be a fraction. I mean, we know it's a fraction of the depth of what is there, but it becomes understandable to some extent. And so to the extent that we can feel very empty when we don't read Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. This is the kind of scripture that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given us. And so today also, all of us here, we've been reading and more down in the temple area, they call it Kirtan Shala, out in the rice fields. We've been reading today from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and everything is joyful inside there. And today we read this section where Mahaprabhu finally is given permission by Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy to head to Vrindavan, to leave for Vrindavan. And so given permission by them, and in the sense that Mahaprabhu, then he doesn't want to disappoint his servitors. And this time then Mahaprabhu, he satisfied them by staying in Puri, delaying his journey for 2 years before heading on to Vrindavan. And naturally, everyone in Puri is going to be in separation. So that, coincidentally or not, took place on the Ramachandra's Vijay Utsav day, which was the day before Ekadashi, this Ekadashi just now. So it's running very parallel to our time frame at the moment. Anyway, it's a time of separation in that sense, the separation of Mahaprabhu going to Puri, but also today's separation from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, himself, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and of Jaya Radha, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, that kirtan that we sing, and of the author of high books that we don't read also, that we keep as worshipable for us. And Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, two of the, and particularly pointed out 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And I mean, there's so much to say. And on the web, certainly today, there are talks by Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev on this day from previous years. And do listen to them. We were listening to them. Witness, here's Leela Mahaprabhu. Witness, we're listening to them before joining you today. We had our morning program. Now, today is a special day because usually in London, it's very early when we do back to basics. However, from England, we've got, from Brazil, we've got Leela Mahaprabhu, and from England, we've got Keshavananda, and quietly joined us, and as predicted at the beginning, we've got Devashish Prabhu. So I would like them to be the back to basics presenters today, and let them give you some nourishment in the basics of devotional service. We're all family here together, and we are on Zoom, we're on Facebook also, and recorded, so there are lots of devotees who will be with you. And Devashish Prabhu, first we can pass over to Devashish Prabhu. We've all just arrived within the last day or 2 days. We've all arrived here in Thailand, and we're already immediately in festival mode. So Devashish Prabhu, in festival mode, as you wish to share with the Vaishnavas, please do so.
So is there some topic?
Oh, well, back to basics, and whatever you've heard me saying is the introduction I've given for today.
Right.
And give a little time for Keshavananda also,
Yes,
with
of course.
a 1-hour program in all,
Yeah.
up until 10 o'clock.
Okay, so happy to join with you all today. As Maharaj said, we just arrived. Keshavananda Prabhu and I just arrived yesterday from India. We've been in India for a little while, and but not so much with the devotees in India. There for some other reason, but together we were feeling separation from the devotees, from being in the company of the devotees, and now we feel like we've come back to our home to be with the Vaishnavas, and for this festival, Kartik festival coming, and the second time for this Thailand Kartik festival. And last year was very beautiful. Some of you were there, and this year we're thinking it will also be. As Maharaj was saying today, also a very special day with the appearance and disappearance of these great Vaishnavas. Sometimes we think, what is the relevance of that? It was like so long ago, these devotees, like hundreds of years ago, maybe more, and then we are marking those days, but what is that? How is that significant for us? Well, it is significant for us because what we can understand is the Krishna consciousness movement of today. This is all founded on them, founded on their teachings, founded on their lives. And they've given so much great examples to us, rather shown us the way that the Krishna consciousness movement is conceived and should be conceived. And they've actually done all the hard work for us, if you like. They've established everything, gone through so much austerity and so much austerity that we cannot even consider the type of life that they lived. Particularly, we're speaking about Raghunath Das Goswami. Srila Govinda Maharaj said, no one can, how he lived, no one can do that. You will die. Within a few weeks, you would die if you try to imitate the kind of austerity that he performed. And not he's performing austerity for the sake of austerity. He's for the satisfaction of Mahaprabhu and for his own inner, what he considered his own inner development. Raghunath Das Goswami, he was, you can say for all intents and purposes, he was a prince. He was from a hugely aristocratic royal family. And he was, his family incredibly wealthy. But from his young age, he had only devotion for Mahaprabhu, for Chaitanya Dev, for Nityananda Prabhu. And they tried so much to keep him at home that even at one time his mother wanted that because he stopped living in the main part of the house, he lived in the outer courtyard. And his mother was so worried that one day he's going to flee to become a sannyasi to go and live with Mahaprabhu, that she requested her husband, we should put a chain on his leg so that he can't escape. And his father said, no, that won't be helpful, because we already married him to a woman who's so beautiful that the goddesses in heaven wish they were as beautiful as she was. And if she can't keep him at home, chains definitely aren't going to be able to keep him at home. And so he, by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, finally he was able to leave home and join with Mahaprabhu. And he's living in Vrindavan, and so much personal austerity. He's not eating anything, basically. His father is sending him money so that for his maintenance, and he's using that money for making festivals to feed the Vaishnavas. But finally, also, he stopped taking that money, and he's living just by begging, and whatever he's getting, a little something he's having, or making some roti in Vrindavan. They call it Vrindavan roti. It's just some like flour and water and cooking over a flame. And then in a dream, Krishna said, yes, it's very nice you're offering this roti, but put a little salt, that would make it better. So then he's putting the salt, and you can understand this is just some dry bread he's eating every day. But then after a while, he's thinking, oh no, this is too much sense gratification. I can't keep living like this. So he stopped eating that. And so what he's eating, he's going where the leftover prasadam, they feed it to the cows. And then after a while, that prasadam becomes rancid, that even the cows won't eat that. And that which is left by the cows, he's taking that and washing that with some water and taking that. That even the cows, they turn their nose up, and that's his food. And Srila Govinda Maharaj said, if you or I try to do that, we will, with a very short time, we must die. But he's doing that. And why the Goswamis did this kind of austerity, that isn't our goal in devotion, to be austere, to practice these kinds of penances. But they're doing it because they're not preaching that. They are preaching Jukta Vairagya. And Jukta Vairagya means the proper utilization of everything for Krishna's service. But they themselves, they're leading the most austere life, so that no one can say, oh, in the name of Jukta Vairagya, you're enjoying so much, enjoying so many things, and saying it's Jukta Vairagya. They're teaching us that whatever comes to you, you don't reject that, you accept that, and you offer it in the service of Krishna, your life will be perfect. But they themselves, so they cannot be accused of any kind of hypocrisy, They're leading the most austere life. And because of that, we don't need to do that. They've already done that. They've already made the path clean and clear for us. So by studying their lives and by understanding their teachings, and Raghunath Das Goswami, he's considered as the Prayojana-charja. That means he's the guru of the ultimate attainment of bhakti in the line of Chaitanya Dev. That's his position. But he is always telling, I aspire for Dasya Rasa, to be a servant. This is my aspiration, to be a servant. So these great devotees, we learn so much from them, and we are so much indebted to them, that now our Krishna conscious life is very easy, very clean, and very clear because of the sacrifice that they've made in the past to pave the way for us. So on these days, we shouldn't think, oh, they're just historical figures, and they don't have any relevance to our practicing life today. They do. Their lives are our inspiration. And if we can understand that and appreciate a little bit how much they did to establish the path of Krishna consciousness for us today, then we'll be greatly benefited. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. Kesavananda Prabhu is also here, and he's always a mine of Krishna conscious gems, and he's been my companion for the last month. And I don't know if I would have survived that month without him being there. So anyway, I'd like to ask him to say something now.
Jai. Nandava, tutti devotee out there in internet land. So I don't know where to begin, really. I was thinking, who was that poet who said our sweetest songs of saddest thought to was that
Shelley.
Our sweetest songs of saddest thought do tell. Because these three personalities that we're hearing about today, Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and
Raghunath
Bhatta Goswami is the Disappearance Day. So we're all, well, I can only speak for myself. I'm a little bit sort of spaced out at the moment from traveling yesterday. So this morning we didn't sing the Disappearance Day song, but I'm sure we will today. No, that's okay. We've still got some time to and maybe this evening we'll hear more as well about these divine personalities. But traditionally we sing these songs of separation and the sad songs of sweetness in separation of the Vaishnava, which have their own melody and inconceivable. They've come from the heart of the Vaishnava, who is experienced the separation from the Vaishnava in the language of the Vaishnavas, and to the heart's melody of that separation of the Vaishnava. So they're inconceivably sweet. And even when I came as a new devotee who didn't know anything, not that I know very much now, I could feel the power in these songs, even more than on the appearance days of a joyful day. I mean, we're celebrating the appearance of the Vaishnava. And the Disappearance Day, we're also celebrating the Vaishnava's appearance and life and gifts and so many things. But then it's shot through with this separation. But they left me. They've left us. They were here, and we were taking prasadam, and we were dancing, and now they're not in front of me anymore. How can I go on? And of course, when I was first new, then these songs, we can have some understanding that these are great spiritual souls, great, wonderful personalities and saints, sadhus, but still, you know, it's from 500 years ago, or so long time ago. But then, as is the way of things in the course of our lives, then we experience these things for ourselves, where our own beloved teachers and devotees are also leaving. And then these songs get another layer of heart feeling that, oh, now I can understand something a little bit what Kaviraj Goswami is saying when they're saying, oh, what can I do now? Where do I turn? How can I go on now? Now you've gone from us. Pamada Vaishnav, what is it? Tamahridoya, Pamada Hridoya Sada, Govinda Vishram. That's where this beautiful substance for which we are always hankering, the service of that beautiful dancing Lord and dancing couple. Where do they live? Where is their home? Is, you know, it's some geographical place or some place in the land of measurement in this. No, we live in Tomara Hridoya, Hridoy Sada, Govinda Vishram. That's where Govinda is playing and living, in the heart of the Vaishnava, who is completely theirs and completely dancing in that service way. So of course, when the Vaishnava removes themselves from our immediate vision, then can only be feeling so unfortunate. But it's not the sentiment of the material world. It's understood in full consciousness that they are living still in sound. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he reasons ill, gets it wrong, who says that Vaishnavas die when they are living still in sound. So amazingly, we're still hearing through this beautiful Sri Dhara, beautiful current coming to us, that's been carried from heart to heart to heart to heart to heart, this heart substance, this transcendental message, this what does Swami Maharaj call it, conceptual the transmission, conceptual transmission of how will I see this world. You know, I'm here, how am I going to interpret what I am seeing in this crazy, you know, I have been cast into the infinite, this little teeny tiny, and I am trying to make my way through the infinite. I'm being bombarded by a gazillion ideas and pushings and pullings and like a speck of dust, and look in the stars above us. Where is my shelter in that? And then we find, oh, the shelter is in the heart of the Vaishnava. If we can find a little corner of that heart, which is so embracing and so merciful, so wonderful, that the greatness of the Vaishnava, the majesty, the wonder, is imbued and permeated with mercy and affection, especially for those suffering tiny souls who are helplessly, really unable to do anything without that touch from above through the agent of reality, which are called Vaishnavas. So we're so happy to remember so many things of the devotees, especially today. And every day, the calendar is a feast. Every day, a feast of wonder, a feast of the Chamatkar world, whether it's an appearance day or a disappearance day or an Akadashi or the Lord himself appearing, and every day to which is also the gift of that upper world to so today, what are you going to do today? Oh, today is this day. So our attention should go in that direction, because today is this person's appearance day, this person's this, so many things. So that our consciousness, our attention should run there. Okay, let's read this chapter of the pastimes of this avatar, or let's hear something of the instructions of this personality, and gives us everything, gives us our focus for that day, and the special mercy of that day as we're hearing and relishing the activities of that personality, and takes us into the upward current. And we're in the upward current, going nicely, because that's where we're. Otherwise, it's going to go the other way. It must do. Unavoidable. It's the nature. So when Raghunath Das Goswami came, the princely boy, beautiful, wealthy, had everything you could possibly want, but his heart, he's the eternal associate of the golden dancing Lord. So he wanted to be with Mahaprabhu. And eventually, through so many adventures, we can say transcendental Leela, the beautiful movement of the divine, through getting the escaping at night or in the morning, by hook or by crook, escaping the family, getting the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, the divine guide and guru, great festival of Panihati. Anyway, so many things. He came to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was like, okay, very nicely, I'm going to put you with Swarup Damodar, and he will be your mentor, your guide. You listen to him, and everything will be wonderful. And of course, that's what. And then when Raghunath Das at some point expressed some, idea that, but I've come to hear from you, Mahaprabhu, and now you're putting me with someone else, Swarup Damodar, not just someone, but still. Oh, Suresh is there in Resikne. Hare Krishna. Joy. Dhanavat Suresh Prabhu. Never. Hare Krishna. We're remembering Raghunath Das Goswami. So Mahaprabhu then said to him, yes, I put you with him because what I don't know, he knows. What I don't know, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda, inconceivably, what I don't know, he knows. Because of his position in Krishna Lila. Anyway, that's another. Anyway, so he's come and he's taken. He's under the guidance of Swarup Damodar. And then a little later again, Raghunath Das says, but perhaps Mahaprabhu, you have some instruction for me. You can give something. So Mahaprabhu says, yes, okay, I can give you some instruction, something. And he only tells him like three things. This is to Raghunath Das Goswami, the Prayojana Acharya, the guru and revealer of what's the ultimate purpose and goal of all this. What is that sweet, sweet, pure, wonderful thing? And who's giving the instruction? Mahaprabhu, God, giving the instruction. And he said, don't listen to Gramya Katha, village talk, the news, anything that's not this. Don't give it your attention. Don't listen to it and don't speak about it. Because as soon as we go in that direction, we're carried away by that. This world will carry us away in every direction, carry us into the, Guru Maharaj calls it the downward flowing current. It's just going in around and around. It's called samsara, is what they call it. Samsara, the wheel. And you can disappear into any rabbit hole you like, and there's no end to it, and there's no solution to it. It just leads to round and round and round in the wave of birth and the wave of death and the wave of birth and the wave of death endlessly. So when we've had the fortune, after the Bhagavatam says Mahaprabhu says after doing that for so long, for so many lifetimes, a fortunate soul gets a connection with a sadhu, with a Vaishnava. You get to hear that transcendental, affectionate vibration coming from the unconditioned, infinite world, not the land of samsara and temporary exploitation for satisfaction. So if we're that fortunate, then we have to try and, Guru Maharaj said, we have to try and dance in that wave. We have to try and be filled with that wave. We want to hear that always, and it will carry us up. It will provide us with the energy and the life to be able to try and do some devotional service, something real in our lives, to actually be utilized by the devotees for the service of the sweet absolute. And if we go the other way, Gramya Katha, village talk, then we will be carried away, and who knows where our destination will be. And then he's talking to Mahaprabhu was talking to Raghunath Das. So he's also saying, and also don't eat very opulently, because the tongue of as we sing every day, the tongue is the most voracious sense, not only in wanting to taste, but in wanting to speak. Try and control that one is difficult, as well as to eat. And what was the other one? Not to dress very opulently. And that was the instructions that Mahaprabhu gave. That they're not like super esoteric spiritual instructions. They're really like down basic, practical, and first and foremost was don't put your attention in the world. Basically, it's unsolvable. It's unsolvable, and you can spend, you can just, and it's sticky and mesmerizing, and it's got an addictive quality to it. So you go more and more and more, like the endless scroll. If I just keep scrolling a bit more, it'll be great. I'll get to the bit that's really good. And then for how many lifetimes we're scrolling through, an infinite scroll in search of Ananda, really. That's what we want. It's the only thing that will satisfy is the spiritual nourishment, but it's not going to be found by going down the rabbit holes of the material world. So it's, you know, he may have been walking with Mahaprabhu on the Earth planet 500 years ago, but his instructions and the lives of these personalities are completely relevant to us now. Some of it is beyond our capacity to understand because they're dealing with that land of love, which is so pristine and pure and wonderful that from my position, I literally can't I can't appreciate it and I can't understand it. So those things, you know, following the instructions of our guardians, those things we're just bowing down to. We'll bow down to those instructions. We'll bow down to those books. We'll bow down to those conversations and give one flower, and then the others that are for the sadhakas, or for those who have made the mistake, you can say, of looking at the blue boy at Keshi Ghat. Somehow or other, through the Vaishnavas, we've got a glimpse of something wonderful, something beautiful, the all harmonious, all conquering, all wonderful, all loving Krishna conception of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Mahaprabhu. The sheer wonder of that, where everything is harmoniously conceived in that conception, and it's all serving beauty and love. How wonderful, how fabulous, how amazing. So somehow or other, we've been fortunate to have had some little taste of that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We've had some little glimpse of, yes, this world exists and these people exist, these personalities exist who live there and move there in that reality. That's you know, just as the Mayic world appears really real to me, the real world, the unconditioned world, is real to them, and they move in that and mercifully try and recruit servitors for that plane. Hare Krishna. So it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day to be with the devotees. It's a wonderful day to hear about the devotees. Every day is a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat for those who participate. So, Hare Krishna. So, yes, I'm feeling very fortunate to see you all here and to be here with the devotees, with Madhusudana Maharaj and all the, and Devashish Prabhu, Nilamoy Prabhu, and all the devotees. It's a dangerous slope to start naming devotees, because you'll be here forever. Tutti devotee, let's say. Oh, yes, here we are. This is, that's
Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, but this is his actual samadhi.
So, yeah.
Is in Vrindavan, near to the Radha Govinda temple, the Govindaji temple. And Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he was very instrumental through his disciples, because he, of course, Goswami, he doesn't own anything, but he's very instrumental in constructing the temple for Govindaji, the temple that Rupa Goswami, he discovered the Govindaji temple. Yes, this is called the 64 Samadhis. And Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, just a quick mention for him, that as well as constructing the temple for Govindaji, which was 7-story sandstone grand temple that had a big ghee lamp right at the top, which unfortunately drew the attention of the rulers at that time who lived 70 kilometers away in Agra. They could see the light at night and they became envious of such a temple. And so the first top 4 stories of that were removed, but still 3 stories are left, and even those 3 stories, and they're very grand to see for everyone. They can see the majesty of that temple in honor of Govindaji. So Raghunath Das Goswami was very involved there through, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is very involved there. And as with many or most of the great acharyas, if they have established a temple in particular, then their samadhi is usually beside that temple. And Sanatana Goswami's samadhi is right beside the temple of Madana Mohan in Vrindavan. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, today his disappearance, his actual samadhi is by his temple of Vrindavan Chandra, which is right beside our temple. The temple, our temple means a temple given for the seva, the service of Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, right in the center of Vrindavan. And this way, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami's samadhi, very similarly, is right beside, very near to the Govindaji temple. And he, as one of the Goswamis, he was very learned, and one of his outstanding features was he relished Srimad Bhagavatam and would sing each verse. He wasn't racing through the Srimad Bhagavatam to get from beginning to end. He's singing each verse, relishing each verse, and it's taught that in at least 3 different meters he would sing each verse, and whoever heard him, they were transformed and transported. So Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, his disappearance day today. And Raghunath Das Goswami's samadhi is right at Radhakund. And when we go to Radhakund, we first go to his samadhi before we go to we can see Radhakund before that, and we can give our obeisances, but we don't venture to go close to Radhakund and Shyamakund until first going to Raghunath Das Goswami's samadhi and taking his permission, and then going very cautiously in that very highest of areas as we go around on pilgrimage. And this is the system that's been given to us by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. And we are fortunate to have that guidance so that we can be careful when we're on parikrama and not take lightly these places. And we do have Leela Moy Prabhu here with us, and he's always very quiet, but he's very industrious, and he's been very helpful from the moment he's come here, helping to get everything organized. And everyone, actually, when we've come here just now, the mood is very much this, a festival is about to happen, as well as it is already happening, in the sense devotees have come together and we're all underway with evening program, morning program, prasadam, etc. But here's Leela Moy, a little bit hiding behind here, but come forward because the microphone is here.
Okay.
So he can share a little bit because he's live here with us on this side of the world and representing you all, Vrindavaneshwariji and all the Brazilian group. He's representing, you have a good representative with Leela Moy Prabhu. So a few words.
Madam, pranams to all of you. So nice to be back at the BBBC. I missed the last one.
You were in the sky.
Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to say something now because, after hearing those beautiful words, who am I to say something? I'm really, but one thing that I am thinking, that the life becomes really easy when we are in association with the devotees. And this is really impressive how the environment can give you a boost when the Vaishnavas are close to you. And one thing that I need to do, that is, I can't waste any second. I need to do something any second to to be in association with the Vaishnavas, to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And this is what I can say, that I don't know. I don't know if this is something, but so great to see you. And
appreciation of the Vaishnavas is a very, very good quality. Hare Krishna. And I did see some chats in the box, but I think the chats were just resolving our initial query. Yes, they were. So yes, many thanks, Praneshri. Many thanks, Gangali. Oh, Gangalila standing outside the Goshala in Navadip. That's the cow shed in Navadip. Yes, okay. We are seeing on the screen just a small little thumbnail. So if we make it bigger, we can probably see. Yes, but when we see that, we can also smell the auspicious smell of the cows. Anyhow, by the way, you know, to all of you, if there are many names you're hearing today, many names and many things, don't worry about all the names and things. In the beginning, when we come to a family, then there are lots of uncles and aunts and nephews and all sorts of things that, you know, we don't know their names when we first join the family, and we're not sure who they are. But gradually, one by one, we get to know them. And just like physically, the devotees with us, you heard the name of Devashish Prabhu, the secretary of the London chapter of Chaitanya Saraswati. But when we not just hear the names, but with the devotees, and we get to know that everybody in person. And when we first hear about these names of Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Krishna Das Kaviraj, well, and Vrindavan Das Thakur, all these names. In the beginning, it may seem like names, but by the grace of our masters, the grace of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, we come to know those personalities, even though they're from 500 years ago, 400 years ago, like that, because they gave us not a historical from this year to this year, and this is their contribution, like historical facts. They gave us their nature, and everything that we're doing is about person and personality, and we get to learn about who are our, not exactly uncles and aunts, because they're going back a long way, but our, I suppose, grandparents, our lineage. And so gradually we get to understand. And as Keshavananda said about the Vaishnava calendar is actually a festival of, what is it, like a festival, like so many days and dates are there when we can remember specific Vaishnavas on specific days, because we can't remember everybody in one day and get to know everyone in one day. And today is one of those days when we can get to know three super Vaishnavas, and a day which it is a disappearance day, but as we try to do in the case of our masters, and it's still difficult to do, the disappearance day of Guru Maharaj, the disappearance of Gurudev, it's a sad days because they disappeared, but it is a day when we can give the focus on their qualities and get to know them, as it were. And Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, when they're talking about these devotees, you can say, of the past, but who really are alive through their teachings and their presence, they always was talking about, almost always, it's practically in the present tense. It's not like historical, they did that, but it's what they do, and it's their describing in the present tense. So we are indebted to Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada, who are all bringing us Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We're indebted to them for everything. And so all knowledge, the basic knowledge, the knowing about these great souls, and this appreciation that Leela Moy Prabhu also showing for the Vaishnavas, they are giving us, they are imbibing us with that appreciation. And for the Vaishnavas, for all Vaishnavas, and of course, especially when we've got these super pillars in the past who've shown us our destination, shown us how to relish the Srimad Bhagavatam, shown us what is that teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam in essence through Mahaprabhu. And thus, we've got Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj today, who are bringing us in a very living way what is service to God, what is our proper life meant for. And God, it comes from a general sense, a very different conceptions of God, and then the original conception, that of Krishna being the origin of all the forms of the creators, the knowers of everything, the givers of benedictions, the protectors. The origin of all is Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. So don't worry about lots of different names. Gradually we get used to the names. And when we're with devotees, if you come and visit a temple sometimes, then it can be very tricky. Oh, you get introduced, this is such and such Prabhu. But if you call all the men Prabhu, all the ladies Didi, you'll be doing okay. You don't have to remember many different names.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Kaya, you have a question, I think. Do you? No, okay. I can see you are listening intently. Would you like to say something?
I am so blissed out to be in the presence and to hear the katha over and over and over again, because my life is all about remembering. So thank you so much.
Right. We are in good association, extra good association today. We can't get them all in the camera at the same time, but here we are. And we are just a part of the devotees who've gathered here. And the official, actually our next back to basics will be on Sunday, which is the official beginning of the program, where we'll have almost all I think all the devotees, or almost all who are planning to come, they'll be here. And so we've been making a little itinerary for our week coming, and then that back to basics, I think we'll be having a special back to basics this coming Sunday. So actually, maybe Praneshwari can do a little homework and let us know when was our, maybe you know immediately, when was our first back to basics broadcast online, Praneshwari? Maybe take a second or two to take a look. But it is a little reminder to me that before, in Navadip, we had these, what we call back to basics. And we'd have these, informal classes, or, to get gatherings in Navadip, in Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And then, many things have happened, and we're traveling the world. And then when the COVID came and we all got locked down, then somehow this by Govinda Nandini, one lady in California, she gave that request. She said, oh, you used to do back to basics in Navadip. Can we do this online? And then we thought, well, okay. So instigated by her and started up, then from then we've continued. And so it must be 2 years, is it? Your microphone?
3.5 years.
Check the chat, Maharaj. Check the chat.
Check the chat. BBBC 1. This is the BBC broadcasting from. Okay, 10 offenses to the holy name for them. 11th of April 2020. April.
More than 3 years, Maharaj.
2020. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I better start speaking again. Not 1 year, not 2 years, a bit longer. Okay. All right.
So I have a question. Prabhu. Where
Yes.
are you in Thailand? And for how long are you there?
We're in Chiang Mai, which is the north part of Thailand. And as you can, well, here you can only see a little bit. It's extremely gentle, peaceful place. It's a retreat in the countryside, and it's completely developed and everything by a devotee, Paramananda Prabhu, who's very generously giving us all this facility for the festival, the Vaishnava festival, all the facility, arranging everything very generously, doing this. And we're Chiang Mai, and we're all behind is hills, so we're sort of just where the hills are going up, a very green area and gentle climate. Can you come?
Maybe, because I will be in Thailand on the 8th or the 9th of, because it takes 2 days to go. On the 9th of November, I will be there in.
Oh, okay. We actually, the official program finishes then, but please keep in touch. From Praneshwari, you can happily give my WhatsApp any information, but keep in touch, and we'll be very happy if you can be here. We all arrived via Bangkok, and from Bangkok to here, it's a very short, easy flight. And there are so many flights every day. It's like a bus. You just take a bus.
Bus, yes.
And it's
Okay.
easy
thank you.
to come. And from the airport to here, we'll look after you, of course, everything. So very welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. And I know, Dana, we're on your bucket list, but you've got to put that bucket into, how do you activate a bucket? I'm not sure. But on your bucket list, we know, Dana. So we're looking forward to your arrival. Maybe 2021, let's see. And Marianne settled into her,
2024, 2 years ago.
2024.
Time traveling.
Yeah, well, all this time. All right. Anyhow, dear devotee, and Suresh Krishnavu, he is on his way.
He's on his way.
And by the way, Kat from Australia was watching or listening while on the plane. So presumably she was just taking off from somewhere. So we've got more devotees. We have, I think, 10 devotees from Australia in all coming, or 9 devotees, as well as from around the world. So we're only just a small representation of who's going to be here. But anyway, Sunday, we're expecting we'll have a little bit of a special edition of Back to Basics.
Dhanavad Maharaj. Keya, please check the chat. And Maharaj, a special Dandavas from Jivana Didi. She couldn't make it today, so she sent me a long text crying and apologizing, but sending so many good wishes, and she's very happy that the festival is about to start. And also online. Did you see online?
I haven't checked the Facebook.
I don't know why we have Kelly Kadamba, but she is there.
She's shopping.
And she says perfect expressions for today. And also Mathura Vasini, Jaga Mohini offering obeisances to all.
Wonderful. So we're very happy. All of you who are with us on the Facebook, on the Zoom, and in the recorded version, you're all with us together. And yes, you say Kelly's here. She is here, but as with most of right now, everyone's doing something and collecting kumkum from the airport also. She's going to be here in a few minutes. And Sri Leka's already here. Anyway, as Keshav said, we better not mention names, otherwise we'll miss out somebody and they'll say, oh, you didn't mention me. But anyway, we'll get a chance to meet more in the coming back to basics talks. So very happily we're with you, and very happily we've heard from Devashish Fu, Keshwanan Fu, Leela Moy Prabhu, hiding in the back there. And from all of us to all of you, wherever you may be, our heart, but our obeisances and big jais to our masters, as we said again and again, because it is the case, our masters we are indebted to for everything. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki Jai. All the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. And to Sripad Devashish Fu Keshwananda Fu. Oh, here is Sri Leka live. Here's Sri Leka just coming in. Sri Leka Devidasi, all the exalted Vaishnavas and all of you online. Then to all Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Panchakalpatrutyascha kripa sindhvya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavad, dear devotees. Have a good day, have a good evening, according to where you are, and we'll see you again soon.
See you soon. Yeah.
Dandavas,
Koti
Dandavas. Thank you so
dandavats.
much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Mohanananda Prabhu, when is he arriving?
28th,
Yeah.
day after
Wow.
tomorrow.
Wow, that's when the festival starts.
Already
gets there.
started. It'll get turbocharged when he comes. Engine's already running, but turbocharger will be there.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavas, Dandavas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. So very special, so exciting, so beautiful. And it's so nice that you're going, Kaya. So very nice. Did you save the number?
Yes, I saved the number. I will be,
Perfect.
yes.
Great,
you.
great.
Thank you so
Jai,
much.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Dandavas, Dandavas.
Dandavats, dear.
Thank